Hi guys, welcome to this new video. Today I just wanna make a little gym vlog and I wanna make this kind of videos more often on this channel. So today we're just gonna hit arms, so you can see me flexing before we're gonna start the workout. The first thing I'm gonna do in the gym is shoulder press. Normally I would do a shoulder press just like this one on a machine. The reason I'm doing this is just I prefer a loaded machine than heavy dumbbells on my legs, because I just don't like setting it up. And the first clips we're seeing is me just warming up, because we can't just jump into a heavy set. It's just straight from the start of the workout. So I just warm up without weights at first, and I just pick like 50% of my max, and I just do like a couple of reps, like 6 to 7 reps with it as well. Afterwards I put on my heavy weight, so I'm just gonna grab like the 40 kgs total, I think, and I'm just gonna do 3 sets for 8 reps each. And I always note my workouts. I always like to note down my progress, so I can just look back on every session, and see if I'm getting better and better. So that's what I'm currently doing over here. Shoulder presses for the front delts of your shoulders, so the front part. And I think, at least look at my physique, I think my front delts are actually kind of lacking. So I actually want to add on this workout, because normally I will do just 3 normal sets to failure, of course. But what I actually want to add to it is maybe control the weight a little slower, and I'm thinking about doing a couple drop sets to add some more volume to my front delts actually. But I don't know if this is a good idea or not, so just let me know in the comments, okay guys? Because I'm not a professional at all. I'm also learning here, so it will be nice to get a advice on it, So after shoulder press, I just continue with the shoulders. I think front delts are the most taxing for my body, at least. I don't know if other people have it as well. But after front delts, I like to do side delts. So we're gonna hit the side part of the shoulders. And what I actually like to do is slightly bend cable ladder raises. And I just grab the second or the third stack on the cable machine, and I just try to hit failure on every set. But I'm actually thinking of adding some more volume to here as well, because if you look at my workout overall, I only have a press movement, a lateral raise movement, and later in the video we're gonna have a rear delt movement. And I think that having just 3 sets of in those exercises and having this workout 2 times a week is a little under the average, in my opinion at least. So I think I may have to add on a little bit, because I think, at least that's my opinion, I think my shoulders aren't really that great. They should be way bigger to make my arms look better. So I think my shoulders should be a priority for me at the moment. But maybe I'm just too negative about my own body, I don't know. But that's just something that was coming up in my mind looking back at the footage. So maybe I should do something about it, Alright, so we're finally at the rear delt part, so the back of the shoulders. And mostly at my gym I can't really use 2 cables at a time, because it's mostly being used. We don't have a rear delt machine, and I think that using dumbbells for your rear delts is quite awkward, at least for me. I'm not telling it's not great. I think it's a pretty decent exercise actually, using dumbbells, doing a rear delt fly with dumbbells. But for me, the movement is a little bit awkward. So I tried to make a single rear delt fly with cables, but I think I'm still working on the form, because it doesn't look that well, I guess. And most of my sets don't feel that great either. I do feel a burn, of course, in my rear delts, but sometimes the burn and the fatigue moves a little bit down to my back. So I think I just got to do some tweaks on the form, and then maybe we can get a solid exercise. But I think I'm gonna have to come up with an alternative eventually, because it's a bit awkward, I think, to train rear delts like this. The way with two cables, one from the left and one from the right, and crossing the cables is, in my opinion, way better. But because my gym is pretty small, I just can't guarantee having them all the time. So this is a good alternative for now, I guess. Also, I gotta confess that it's sometimes hard to kinda film in the gym, you know, because you can see a grandpa actually working out behind me. And I think it's not very polite to have a camera. It's not polite to have a camera set up in someone's face, you know. You always have to keep other people in your mind. You can't just film people in broad daylight, you know. So I always kind of tweak the camera so that they aren't that much in the video, you know. And I always make sure to blur the faces, because I would hate for someone to get in a video even though they wouldn't want to. So it's just a thing I want to share with you guys, and to be on the lookout for. Always have other people in mind. Don't see yourself as a king in the gym, you know. Watch out where you film. Ask people, or warn them before. Ask them if it's okay. Remember to just do that, you know. It's nicer. That's what I'm trying to say. So after hitting the shoulders, I do the biceps, and in the current planning, I only do bicep curls on this day, but I do have another day in the week where I do hit way more biceps volume. So don't worry. But focusing on this video, I only do the bicep curl. And I'm doing it for 3 sets. I was doing it with 9 kgs in the beginning, but it felt kind of right, you know. It wasn't that hard necessarily, so I eventually bumped it up to 10 kgs, and I did some failure sets on it. Nothing special. Bicep curl, one of the most classic exercises. Still works perfect till this day. And I just recommend to stick to the basics most of the time. So bicep curls it is. After the biceps, we're going to the triceps. Never forget to train your triceps, guys, because your triceps is actually 2/3 of an arm. You're gonna get way bigger arms by training triceps than by focusing on your biceps. Don't skip your bicep. Keep focusing on your biceps as well, but just remember, triceps in the long run is way more important because it's way bigger. It's gonna rack up way more volume in your arm. So focus on your triceps, guys. What I do for triceps in this video on my arms workout is a tricep extension. And I'm doing it with a cable, and I'm also doing it with a single arm. Why am I doing this like this? Why am I doing it like this? Because of the range of motion. I think when I'm using just a cable and just one arm, I can stretch it way more further down, and I can recruit way more muscle doing that partial move than by grabbing a bar and extending my triceps with a bar, at the cable. I'm just gonna hit way more range of motion. So in my opinion, this is a better way to do it. Of course, because it's one arm and you're just using the cable, you can't really load it up that heavy. So you're not gonna get that much mechanical stress. But I think it's still a solid exercise if we're gonna combine it with something else. Amazing triceps exercise in my opinion. Lastly, I don't think it's really a very important part to train, but I'm focusing on my forearms. From what I heard and researched myself, you can't really gain that much muscle. Of course, training it will make it bigger, but you can't blow it out you can't make it as big as you like, That's just impossible. You have to have the right genetics for a big ass forearm. That's what I heard at least. But that's not gonna discourage me. I've always had small forearms since I was a kid, and I really dislike it. So no matter what people are gonna tell me, I'm gonna keep training those forearms because I don't want them to be skinny. And what I'm doing over here are wrist curls with dumbbells actually. I switch it up often, and what I mean by that is that I switch it up to do it on cable. As my legs exercise, I chose to do a couple sets of hammer curls. Hammer curls are a bicep and brachiolidius. I just can't pronounce it, guys, I'm sorry. But it's a muscle that extends from your biceps to your forearm. And if you train it, it's gonna make your arm look very full. So that's why it's also important to train that one. And you just do it by bicep curling, but in a neutral grip. And after I finished my workout, I went back to the locker room and I just kind of flexed a little bit, looked a little bit on my pump, but I don't necessarily ever see a big pump on myself. Maybe I should take a pump supplement one day and just try it out and look what differences it can make, I guess. But I don't necessarily think I'm just big enough to get a big pump, But I always like looking at my physique and looking at what's changing. So yeah, this was my first vlog, guys. I know it's kind of messy for now because I didn't really have an idea what to film. The shots which I chose for the video weren't necessarily that good either. So I'm gonna keep working on that, guys. I'm gonna try to make better film shots so that you guys can see me better in the videos and see the exercise I'm doing way better, cause that just looks more professional, So if you got any questions, any proposals or tips, because I asked you guys a bunch of questions in the video, be sure to leave them down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next vlog, I guess. Peace.